Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 19 of the 31 Days of Horror. And D Bougie 86 back up in this. That's right, guys. And we're going all the way back to 1972 with a film that has a very interesting poster art and history. And that is Invasion of the Blood Farmers. Yeah, this is directed by Ed Oldham, who did also Shriek of the Mutilated. And interestingly enough, Roberta Findlay, credited as Frederick Douglass, is actually the cinematographer for this movie. Of course, Roberta Findlay went on to do a lot of like exploitation slash porn movies in her career, and most notably, I know her films Primeval, Lurkers, Tenement, which is probably my favorite of her films. Tenement's one of the better of those types of movies, in my opinion. And yeah, and actually her assistant cameraman in this movie is Freddie Elms, who went on to become an award-winning cinematographer. He shot most of David Lynch shit. And Jim Jarmusch, you know, he did Eraserhead. He was the cinematographer for Eraserhead and Blue Velvet. And yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing in that sense when you look at it that way. Especially when you see the overall film. Now, Invasion of the Blood Farmers is sort of about like this small rural town in the middle of nowhere. A lot of weird shit starts happening around it where people getting dead and shit, and we find out that it's actually like this clan of old druids. It's like a cult of druids that are in this town harvesting blood to awaken their new queen, you know, to awaken her back from her slumber. And yeah, it's pretty much we follow a few group of people who are trying to figure out what is going on and eventually stop this from happening. Man, where do I begin with this? Invasion of the Blood Farmers is definitely not going to be for everyone. You know, it has shitty acting where most of the actors are actually paid in beer. So a lot of them are like slur. Like there's a one cop character in this movie who's legit like slurring his words while he's giving like monologues and shit. It's like, really? The acting is not great. It's not great at all. And, you know, even some of the bad guy characters are like, whoa. The way they deliver their lines, it's like, Jesus Christ. It's an anomaly of a film in that sense. And some of the camera work's not even that great either. You know, it's kind of weird when you think about, like, the people involved with it, you know, like, the assistant cameraman would later go on to like do the cinematography for fucking Blue Velvet. It's actually funny because he actually has a interview on this disc too from Severin, and just a weird anomaly of a movie. It's really bad, but for some reason it still entranced me into the story and what's going on within it. You know, it's an odd one because I do kind of like this movie, even though I know it's not great. You know, it's like one of those weird anomalies of a film where it's like so bad it's kind of entertaining me, and you know, some of the weirdness of what's going on within the story, like the way that they're harvesting blood, is just like. It just gets into your skin in that sense where it's like, it's kind of fucked up, you know? It's weird. It's a weird movie. You know, you should have knew that what you're getting yourself into when you're watching a movie from the director of Shriek of the Mutilated. Invasion of Blood Farmers is definitely not going to be for everyone. This is definitely a 70s movie, which it's definitely a weird one where the way I'm trying to describe it is everyone from like the next generation on would probably think this is bad, especially the way it looks now on this transfer. You know, it looks like a Criterion like did this and shit. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? This movie's not supposed to look as good as it does on this Blu-ray. I remember Alpha Video put this out on like a gray market DVD and shit, and you know how those always fucking look out, you know. Just a oddball movie that, you know, I don't love it, but I don't hate it as well. There's a lot of things I like about it, like the surreal setting of the movie. You know, in what's involved in the movie. I like things about druids. It's so weird and bizarre to have this type of movie in this setting. You know, it's just odd. You know, very low budget guerrilla filmmaking. Invasion of the Blood Farmers is a trip. Would I recommend it to everyone? No, not at all. If there's somebody who likes these type of movies out there in the world, which I do kind of appreciate, like these small pieces of 70s cinema, which, you know, no, this movie could not be made today, you know. It's an oddity in a sense where I still recommend it, even though it is badly acted, badly anomaly shot, and the story's kind of all over the place and jambled with the editing, you know. But overall, I still kind of, I like it. It's weird. It's a weird movie. What would I rate it? Now that is the anomaly of itself, and this is where I'm gonna kind of give two ratings. I'm gonna give a personal rating and a subjective rating. If I was rating it subjectively and like as a critical eye on it, I'd probably give it like a 2, to be honest, 2 out of 10. But since I did enjoy watching it for what it was, you know, I'm going to give it a solid 6 out of 10. I think that is fair. So it's a weird one where I have to rate movies like this sometimes, like that. You know, it's a very interesting aspect to filmmaking when you see like these oddball 70s movies and what came from them. I still think, even though I say it's not a great movie by any means, it's still kind of an important movie of the players involved, because they would go on to do other movies that I enjoy way more in that sense. And yeah, it's a interesting one, and you know, good shit on Severin for fucking putting it out on Blu-ray, you know, because who would have knew? Because we would have been stuck with those gray market releases, you know. But anyways, I'm rambling on about Invasion of the Blood Farmers. I hope you enjoyed my Day 19 review, you know, and hopefully I get some more 2005 shit going, because honestly, I can't wait, because I don't know what I'm going to review, and I've been kind of enjoying my reviews for 05 movies so far. So yeah, let's see what we can get. You never know. Maybe I'll get another Cavern tomorrow. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace out.